Well, my mom used to drag me around the world when I was a kid, and so rock and roll also gets you out of the house. But rock and roll can get you so far. Maybe if you're Metallica, you can kind of pick the country. But if you really want to go really far and really wide and super obscure, there's nothing for your rock and roll in southern Sudan. There's bones, bullet casings, and a lot of thirsty people. So I decided in 1998 that I'm just going to go to Africa once a year. You see people in the most adverse climates, adverse geopolitical situations, and they bear up. And the kids are amazing. The kids are bouncing around, and you see, young kids with, signs of malnutrition. A lot of people have relatives like, yeah, my whole family got chopped to pieces by the LRA in Uganda. I'm the first one in my whole family tree who's getting to vote. My entire family got kidnapped. I'm the only one. I sure miss my dad. I mean, you hear stories like this, person by person. I mean, mind-blowing, jaw-dropping tales of epic sadness. So you see how long wars last. You see what global climate change really looks like. You see the backhand of globalization. And so all of these things are magnified 1250x in some of these places, and people just, their choices are live or die. Here in America, you're probably not going to die of thirst unless you lock yourself in a basement and want that to happen. Other parts of the world, they lost 5,000 kids this year in one small part of Sudan just from the malaria. Because the kids, they dry up real fast, the diarrhea. And so life is a different value there. You're driving down Sunset Strip in your car thinking, well, what do I have to complain about? Well, nothing. Trying to explain to a Dinka tribesman the concept of life insurance. There's no words in his language. I'm going to put money away for later? Like, ask him about like a lawyer or a vacation. Like, I'm going where? Water skiing? I mean, there's a different way. The West is very different than other parts of the world. I think what you have very acutely is you have a lot of people working 1 point something jobs to get point something worth of pay. So when you say, spend time with your family, I'm doing the night shift. Read a book. Are you kidding, man? I'm in traffic with my bad car trying to survive America. Well, why don't you have some compassion for your fellow American? Some fellow Americans should have some compassion for me. I'm going to get foreclosed upon. And so when you're in an environment where push is coming to shove, it's hard for people to be compassionate and friendly. They go into survival mode. So why give a major chunk of change to people halfway around the world? That is the test of just how awesome you are to see beyond your next bag of groceries, to look at the world in this tremendous wide shot and say, okay, in a way, we have to look out for each other. The benefit tonight here for Drop in the Bucket, it's multifold. Sure, we need everyone's money, because water is life. That's that. You and I, we die very, very quickly without water. Doesn't matter who you vote for, what neighborhood you come from, without water, you die. But for me, beyond that, it's an awareness thing that I crave. I want people to understand why they're here.
You are, in fact, saving lives. You are changing the world. So this is much more than a benefit. And it does sound a bit kumbaya and a bit tree-huggy, but I'm not kidding you. You are my heroes, because this is how we define ourselves in this century, my friends. We define ourselves by these great acts of human kindness. We show that we are not brutal. We show that we are better than these awful, nasty warmongers, that we will help people we may never meet thousands of miles away in a continent halfway around the globe. You are making a difference for these people.
Everything that you do has impact. I say this at big festivals I speak at. I go, look, this is your time. This is your century. You're not getting out of this one. Neither am I. These are your people. This is your tribe. These are your constituents. These are the people you're doing your life with. These are your peers. And look where you are and look what you're doing. Because you're the ones who are making the big changes in this century. And I want this to be the century where finally Homo sapiens, the species, figures it out. That war should be made obsolete, that renewable energy should be at the front of everyone's list of values. It's these young people who are going to be senators and congresspeople and presidents and mayors and governors. People who are aware that America is not the only country in the world, it's part of the world, not the world itself. And they're the ones who are going to make the change. It's a test of your bravery and your courage and your civic and moral backbone.